What if I told you that the government has been hiding some of the wildest, most unbelievable secrets for decades, and only now are they finally being revealed? From mind control experiments to UFO encounters, these declassified CIA secrets will leave you speechless. Get ready, because number 7 will make you question everything you thought you knew about history. Welcome back to our channel, your one-stop destination for mind-blowing facts and shocking revelations. Today, we're diving deep into the top 15 most secretive CIA operations that have been declassified, and trust me, you won't believe what's been hiding in the shadows all this time. Before we jump in, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another deep dive into the world's most astonishing secrets. Now, let's crack open these classified files. The Central Intelligence Agency, or CIA, has long been shrouded in mystery, operating in the background of global affairs. For decades, many of its most shocking programs and missions were classified as top secret. But thanks to recent declassification efforts, we now have access to some of the most bizarre and jaw-dropping covert operations in U.S. history. These aren't your everyday missions. These are the secrets that were buried so deep, it took decades of digging to uncover the truth. From psychological warfare to assassinations and paranormal investigations, the extent of the CIA's hidden projects will leave you questioning reality. So, buckle up as we delve into 15 of the most secretive declassified CIA operations that the public was never supposed to know about. Secret number 1. Project MKUltra. The CIA's mind control program. Imagine a world where the government conducts experiments to control your mind without your consent. This was the disturbing reality of Project MKUltra. Between the 1950s and 1970s, the CIA launched a series of covert experiments involving psychological torture, drugs like LSD, sensory deprivation, and even electroshock therapy. Their aim? To manipulate human behavior for use in espionage and warfare. Thousands of unsuspecting Americans were subjected to these horrific trials, often under the guise of medical treatment or harmless research. Declassified documents reveal that the CIA hoped to create truth serums and mind control techniques to brainwash potential spies and prisoners. What's more shocking is how far they were willing to go, at times driving participants into psychosis or even suicide. The horrors of MKUltra only came to light in the 1970s when outraged citizens and journalists began digging into the program's dark past. Secret number 2. Operation Northwoods. Fake attacks on Americans. In one of the most chilling revelations of all, declassified documents from the 1960s show that the U.S. government once seriously considered conducting terrorist attacks on its own citizens to justify going to war with Cuba. Known as Operation Northwoods, this sinister plan involved staging fake bombings, hijackings, and even orchestrating the sinking of a U.S. ship. The goal? To blame these attacks on Cuba and gain public support for an invasion. Thankfully, President John F. Kennedy rejected the proposal, but the fact that the CIA and military brass conceived such a plan is nothing short of terrifying. Had this plan been greenlit, it could have altered the course of history in a horrifying way, making you wonder, what other plans have been kept from the public eye? Secret number 3. Operation Mockingbird. Media manipulation. What if the news you trust was being controlled by the very government it's supposed to scrutinize? During the Cold War, the CIA secretly infiltrated major U.S. news organizations as part of a covert operation called Operation Mockingbird. Journalists were either recruited as CIA operatives or paid to write articles that aligned with the agency's objectives. The media became a tool of influence, shaping public opinion both at home and abroad, and fueling Cold War paranoia. Declassified documents showed that the CIA had operatives in several of the most influential newspapers and television networks, including the New York Times, Time magazine, and CBS. This wasn't just about spreading propaganda. It was about manipulating an entire population's worldview, raising the question, how much of what we read and hear today is really the truth? Secret number 4. The heart attack gun. It sounds like something out of a spy thriller, but the CIA actually developed a weapon capable of causing heart attacks without leaving a trace. Known as the heart attack gun, this secret assassination tool fired a tiny, frozen dart laced with a potent toxin that could induce a heart attack in its victim. The dart would leave a minuscule entry wound and dissolve in the bloodstream, making it nearly impossible for any forensic pathologist to detect foul play. This shocking revelation came to light during a Senate hearing in 1975, when a former CIA director confirmed the weapon's existence. While there is no public record of its use, the mere fact that the CIA created such a weapon raises chilling questions about what other tools they've designed for covert assassinations. Secret number 5. Stargate Project. The CIA's paranormal research. It's hard to believe, but for over 2 decades, the CIA poured millions of dollars into studying paranormal phenomena, particularly psychic abilities. The Stargate Project aimed to explore remote viewing, or the ability to psychically observe events, people, or places from a distance. The idea was to harness these abilities for espionage. Imagine a psychic agent able to see into a foreign enemy's top-secret facility without leaving the room. While some participants claimed limited success, most attempts failed to yield actionable intelligence. Declassified documents show that the CIA even recruited well-known psychics and conducted hundreds of experiments to test their abilities. Though the project was eventually scrapped, the fact that one of the world's most powerful intelligence agencies took paranormal research seriously is both bizarre and fascinating. Secret number 6. Operation Chaos. Spying on Americans. While the CIA is supposed to focus on foreign threats, during the 1960s and 1970s, it turned its sights on U.S. citizens. Operation Chaos was a covert program aimed at spying on anti-Vietnam War protesters, civil rights activists, and other subversive groups. The CIA compiled thousands of files on American citizens, tracking their political beliefs, personal associations, and even their travel habits. The agency was particularly interested in anyone who was involved in the counterculture movement or who protested U.S. military actions abroad. When this program came to light, it sparked outrage over the government's invasion of privacy, raising constitutional concerns about the surveillance of its own people. Even after the program's exposure, it left behind a dark legacy of mistrust between the American public and its government. Secret number 7. UFO sightings and Area 51. For decades, UFO enthusiasts have been ridiculed, but declassified CIA documents confirmed that the government knew far more about unidentified flying objects than it ever admitted. In the 1950s and 1960s, a significant number of UFO sightings were reported near military installations. The CIA, along with the Air Force, conducted investigations into these sightings, many of which were related to secret U.S. aircraft projects like the U-2 spy plane. While the government explained away most UFO reports as misidentified planes, balloons, or weather phenomena, declassified reports show they never entirely ruled out the possibility of extraterrestrial encounters. Area 51, the notorious military base, also featured prominently in these investigations. For UFO enthusiasts, the declassification of these documents offered proof that the truth really was out there, hidden all along by the CIA. Secret number 8. Operation Paperclip. Recruiting Nazi scientists after World War II. Most people expected Nazi war criminals to be prosecuted, but Operation Paperclip tells a very different story. Instead of imprisonment, hundreds of Nazi scientists were secretly brought to the U.S. to work for the government. These scientists, many of whom had committed horrific atrocities during the war, were instrumental in advancing U.S. technology, particularly in the space race and weapons development. The most famous recruit was Werner von Braun, a former Nazi who helped launch the American space program and NASA. Declassified documents revealed that the CIA deliberately concealed these scientists' dark pasts to integrate them into U.S. research programs. It's a haunting reminder that moral lines were often blurred in the race for scientific superiority during the Cold War. Secret number 9. Assassination plots on foreign leaders. Throughout the Cold War, the CIA carried out numerous covert plots to assassinate foreign leaders who posed a threat to U.S. interests. The most infamous target? Fidel Castro. Over the years, the CIA devised countless ways to kill the Cuban leader, including exploding cigars, poisoned diving suits, and even a plan to lace his milkshake with a deadly toxin. While none of these attempts succeeded, they highlight just how far the CIA was willing to go to eliminate political adversaries. Castro wasn't the only target. Other leaders in Africa, Latin America, and the Middle East were also on the CIA's hit list. These assassination plots were declassified in the 1970s, and their shocking details raised ethical concerns about the lengths the US was willing to go to maintain global dominance. Secret number 10. Operation Ajax. The 1953 Iranian coup, one of the CIA's most controversial operations, took place in Iran in 1953. Known as Operation Ajax, the CIA, in collaboration with British intelligence, orchestrated a coup to overthrow the democratically elected Prime Minister, Mohammad Mossadegh. Why? Mossadegh had nationalized Iran's oil industry, threatening Western oil interests. In response, the CIA staged protests, bribed officials, and spread propaganda to destabilize the government. The coup succeeded, leading to the installation of a pro-Western regime under the Shah of Iran. While it secured US and British oil interests in the short term, the operation had devastating long-term consequences, fueling anti-American sentiment in Iran and contributing to the 1979 Iranian Revolution. Secret number 11. Operation Mongoose. Attempts to destabilize Cuba after the failed Bay of Pigs invasion. The CIA wasn't ready to give up on its efforts to oust Fidel Castro. Operation Mongoose was a series of covert actions aimed at destabilizing the Cuban government, with tactics that ranged from the bizarre to the downright dangerous. These included plans to contaminate Cuban sugar crops, disrupt its economy, and even spread rumors of Castro's unpopularity through propaganda. Some schemes were absurd, like trying to use biological agents to make Castro's beard fall out, an effort to humiliate him publicly. While none of these plans succeeded in toppling Castro, they revealed just how desperate the CIA was to remove him from power and control Cuba's future. Secret number 12. The Gulf of Tonkin Incident. Manipulating the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War escalated dramatically after the Gulf of Tonkin incident in 1964, when North Vietnamese forces allegedly attacked a US naval vessel. This event was used as the primary justification for expanding US involvement in the war. However, declassified CIA and military documents later revealed that the attack was either greatly exaggerated or never happened at all. In reality, US officials had been seeking an excuse to ramp up military operations in Vietnam, and the Gulf of Tonkin incident provided the perfect pretext. The revelation that the US government manipulated the facts to justify a war that would cost millions of lives was a devastating blow to public trust. Secret number 13. Phoenix Program. Assassinations in Vietnam. During the Vietnam War, the CIA launched the Phoenix Program, a counterinsurgency operation aimed at targeting and eliminating Viet Cong leaders through a campaign of assassination, kidnapping, and torture. While the program was designed to weaken the enemy's infrastructure, it quickly spiraled into a brutal and often indiscriminate killing spree. Tens of thousands of people were killed, many of whom were civilians suspected of aiding the Viet Cong. The shocking brutality of the program, including widespread reports of torture, led to international condemnation and deepened anti-American sentiment both at home and abroad. Declassified documents exposed the dark side of the war effort and forced many to question the morality of US actions in Vietnam. Secret number 14. Operation Mockingbird. Media manipulation. Operation Mockingbird wasn't just about planting stories in the media. It was about controlling the narrative on a massive scale. Through a network of paid journalists, CIA operatives, and sympathetic editors, the CIA shaped the way Americans perceived the Cold War, foreign conflicts, and even domestic issues. These efforts were so successful that the public had no idea they were being manipulated. Declassified files show that some of the country's most respected news outlets participated in the program, feeding the public a steady stream of propaganda designed to align with US government interests. The ethical implications of this program are staggering. What if the news you trust is more about serving an agenda than delivering the truth? Secret number 15. Operation Cyclone. Arming the Mujahideen. In the 1980s, the CIA funded and armed Afghan rebels known as the Mujahideen in their fight against the Soviet Union. This covert operation, known as Operation Cyclone, was one of the longest and most expensive in CIA history. Billions of dollars in weapons and financial support were funneled into Afghanistan, helping the Mujahideen to successfully repel Soviet forces. However, in a cruel twist of fate, many of these same rebel groups would later evolve into extremist organizations, including the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. Operation Cyclone, once considered a victory in the Cold War, is now seen as a cautionary tale of unintended consequences, raising serious questions about the long-term effects of U.S. intervention in foreign conflicts. And there you have it. 15 of the most secretive CIA operations that have only recently come to light. These revelations give us a glimpse into the shadowy world of intelligence, where truth is often stranger than fiction. Which of these secrets shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments below. Before you go, make sure to like this video if you found it interesting, subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the world's hidden history, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. There are so many more secrets yet to uncover, and you don't want to miss a single one. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep questioning everything.